By episode 5 on a failing project, you start noticing something strange. Everyone is busy, everyone has opinions, everyone is aligned, and yet nothing moves. That's when you realize the real problem. No one made the decision. Here's the mad BA truth you need to accept early. Most problems exist because someone avoided a decision, not because people are lazy, not because they're incompetent, but because deciding feels risky. Let's talk about how indecision quietly kills projects. Indecision doesn't look dramatic. It looks polite. It sounds like, let's think about it. We'll revisit this. Leadership will decide. We need more input. None of these are bad statements, but when they repeat, they become a pattern. And patterns are how projects stall. Here's what indecision actually causes. Requirements stay vague. Scope keeps shifting. Teams work on assumptions. Rework becomes normal. Indecision doesn't stop work. It lets the wrong work continue. Now let's talk about why decisions get avoided. Common reasons: fear of being wrong, fear of conflict, fear of accountability, unclear authority. Most stakeholders aren't trying to block progress. They're trying to protect themselves. Your job as a BA isn't to force decisions. It's to make decisions safer to make. That starts with surfacing decisions. Surfacing a decision doesn't mean saying, you need to decide now. It means asking better questions. What decision are we actually making here? Who owns this decision? What happens if we don't decide today? Often, just naming the decision makes the avoidance visible. Now let's talk about clarifying authority, because this is where many projects quietly break. On failing projects, authority is often assumed, not defined. You'll hear, the business decides, IT owns this, leadership approved it. Ask the follow-up, who specifically? Not to challenge, to clarify. Because decisions without owners aren't decisions. They're opinions with hope attached. This is where a light RACI helps. Not a spreadsheet, not bureaucracy, just clarity. Who decides? Who contributes? Who needs to be informed? If no one is comfortable owning the decision, that's the real issue. Now let's talk about the most underrated BA tool here, the decision log. A decision log isn't documentation for the sake of it. It's protection. A simple decision log captures what was decided, who decided it, when it was decided, any conditions or constraints. Why does this matter? Because decisions have a short memory. Without visibility, they get reopened. I didn't agree to that. That was just a suggestion. We never finalized this. A decision log doesn't prevent change. It makes change intentional. Now let's address the emotional pressure BAs feel here. You may feel like you're pushing too hard, you're being difficult, you're slowing things down. Here's the mindset shift that protects you. Unmade decisions don't disappear. They resurface as problems later. By surfacing decisions early, you're not creating tension. You're preventing future chaos. Now, let's connect this back to the project from hell. By this point, you're starting to see requirements that never stabilize, scope that never settles, teams frustrated for no reason. The reason is simple. Too many decisions were postponed, too few were owned. And now for the mad BA truth that closes this episode. Most problems exist because someone avoided a decision. Your job as a BA is not to decide everything. It's to make sure someone does. Next time, we'll talk about what happens when you finally try to regain control and how to reset scope without starting a riot. This is a project from hell, how BAs actually survive it. And if you're surrounded by, "we'll decide later," you just found the real blocker.